Good evening. Today we'll be studying the fourth chapter of Hilchot Terumot. The chapter will deal with the one who gives terumah and the proper intention that one must have when giving terumah. Halacha Aleph. Hilchot Terumot Perek Daled Halacha Aleph. Oseh Adam Shaliach Lafrish Lo Terumot U'Ma'asrot. One can appoint an agent in order to separate terumot and ma'asrot on his behalf. Shne'emar, as the pasuk says, Kem tarimu gam atem lerabot et hashaliach. The pasuk says that you also shall separate terumot and ma'asrot, and this addition of gam atem shows that it includes a shaliach, an agent. Ve'enosin shaliach goy shene'emar gam atem ma'atem bene berit af shiluchechem bene berit. And the agent must be a Yehudi. He may not be a goy, as the pasuk says gam atem, meaning you who are in the covenant of the Torah and of the Jewish people. Therefore, your agent and your shaliach also has to be part of the covenant. Hamisha lo yitromu ve'im tarmu en terumatan terumah. There are 5 people who cannot give terumah or ma'aser, and their terumah and ma'aser is not, and their terumah is not valid terumah. Hacheresh, someone who is deaf and mute. Yes, Vehashote, someone who is mentally incapacitated. Vehakatan, a minor. Ve'anochri shetaram shel Yisrael. Ve'afilu bishoto, and a non-Jew who gave terumah even in the presence of a Jew. Ve'hatorem et she'eno shelo bishuta ba'alim, and also someone who donated something that was not his while not in the presence of the owner of the produce. Aval haTorah mishelo al shella acherim, hare zot terumah v'tiken perotehen v'tovat hanaya shelo shenotnah lechol kohen sheyirtzeh. Yes, if someone gave terumah of his own and mehila, yes, if he gave terumah out of his own produce on behalf of someone else's produce, it is considered a valid terumah, and and the second person's produce is mitukan, because the first person, for his own, has the optional benefit of giving the terumah to any kohen that he wishes and is not tevel. And yes, he has the discretion to give the terumah to any kohen that he would like. Halacha gimel hatorem shelo birshuto, someone who gave terumah without permission of the owner. Or if he went to his neighbor's field and took produce that was not his and was not without permission of the owner and gave terumah. Im ba ba'al habayit ve'amar lo kelach etzel hayafot. So if, again, this guy donated and gave terumah out of produce that he took without permission, or if he went to his friend's field, took perot without permission, and gave it as a terumah, if the owner came and said, go take some of the nicer part of my field and give terumah, if there were nicer fruits than what the guy already gave, the terumah is a terumah because it's like the owner consents to what he did. But if there aren't nicer fruits and better fruits than what he gave, and terumah shelo amar lo ela al derech mihui, the terumah that the guy gave, whatever the guy gave, is not considered a terumah, as the Baal HaBayit said this out of protest. And it's as if the Baal Habayit is saying that, what, you didn't find fruits that were better to take? And it's as if he's being sarcastic in the sense that he says, "Kelah chetzil hayafot," as opposed to if he had nicer fruits, he shows that he does in fact consent to whatever the guy gave. ואם בא בעל הבית וליקט והוסיף, בין יש לו יפות מהן, בין אין לו תרומתו תרומה. And if the בעל הבית comes and gives more in addition to whatever this guy gave, whether he had nicer than what the guy gave, whether he didn't have nicer fruits and produce than whatever the guy gave, the terumah is a terumah because it shows that the Baal Habayit consents to whatever the guy gave, since he's adding to whatever he gave. Halacha Dalit. There are 5 people that should not, from the get-go, give terumah, but if they did, their terumah is valid. Heresh hamedaber ve'eno shomea, someone who is deaf, who but can speak. Since he cannot hear the beracha that he makes. Be'ilim, as we said, the beracha, there is a beracha on terumah, and from the chatechila, as we mentioned in Hilchot Berachot Perek Aleph, the chatechila, someone who makes a beracha should hear the beracha, but if he doesn't hear, he is yotzeh. Second, v'ha'ilem sheshomea ve'eno medaber. Second is someone who is mute but can hear. Ve'he'arom, also someone who is naked, as it is asur for someone to make a beracha while they are naked. Ve'hashikor, someone who is drunk. Ve'hasomeh, someone who is blind. Since someone who is drunk and blind can't be precise and give terumah from the nicer part of his produce. Halacha he. Katan shegi'a le'onat nedarim. A minor who reached onat nedarim. Onat nedarim is 13 years old for a boy, 13 years and 1 day for a boy, and 12 years and 1 day for a girl. And this is regardless if they have shown signs of puberty. Since they didn't necessarily bring signs of puberty, which is signified by 2 hairs in the private parts of both the male and the female, and they haven't fully been made a gadol for all purposes of halacha. Im taram terumato teruma. If they gave terumah, their terumah is valid. Va'afilu bi terumah shel Torah. And this also applies for terumah that is of scriptural, that is liable from scriptural law, since they're nedarim and they're hekdesh Torah, as you mentioned in Halachot Nedarim, Perik Yod Aleph, Halachot Aleph through Dalet. Halacha Vav. Ha'omer lishluho. Se utromri, והלך לתרום, ואינו יודע אם תרם או לא תרם, ובא ומסע קריו תרום. If someone told his agent, go out and give tirumah on my behalf, and the shaliach went to give tirumah on the Baal Habayit's behalf, and the Baal Habayit doesn't know if the shaliach gave tirumah or not, and the Baal Habayit came and saw that a pile was separated, and his kato tarum. The presumption is that the agent did not do tirumah, and this pile is not for tirumah. She'en omrim ba'isurin hizkat shaliach oseh shelichuto lehakel ela leachmir v'choshesh shema acher taram shelo bishuto. And in regards to isurim, our presumption is not that the shaliach is more lenient, rather that the shaliach should be more stringent. And an example of this is kiddushay isha, that if a shaliach went and we don't know if the shaliach fulfilled his shalichut or not, we presume that the isha is mikudeshet, since we presume that the shaliach does his shalichut and we are more stringent in regards to this. So as a result, we presume that someone else came and gave terumah, and it wasn't the shaliach who separated this pile. And you might, and even despite the fact that you might think that, again, there's a pile close to the pile that you had, we don't presume, if again, we're not sure if the shaliach fulfilled the shalichut or not, we don't presume that the shaliach carried out the shalichut, and we presume that someone else came and made this pile, without the permission of the owner. Halacha Zayin. Ha'omer lishlucho, tze utram, someone who tells his shaliach, go and give tirumah on my behalf. Torem keda'ato shel ba'al habayit, the shaliach should give whatever the owner would most likely give. If the shaliach knew that the Baal Habayit is more stingy, he should give 1 out of 60. If the Baal Habayit was more on the generous side, the shaliach should take 1 out of 40 for terumah. And if the shaliach doesn't know if the Baal Habayit is more generous or stingy, he should take the medium amount, which is 1 out of 50. Nitkaven labenonit, halachachet, if the shaliach intended on taking the benonit, the middle amount, which is 1 out of 50, and he came up with either 1 out of 40 or 1 out of 60, his tirumah is valid. But if the shaliach wants to now give more and add on the middle measure, yes, if his intention was to set aside more than the amount due from the Baal Habayit, since he came up with yes. Yes. If the shaliach was to set aside more than the amount due from Mehila, yes, אם נתכוון להוסיף על הבינונית ותרם אפילו אחד מתשעה וארבעים, אין תרומתו תרומה. If his intention was to set aside more than the amount due from the person of after he gives 1 out of 50, his terumah is invalid even if he comes up with 1 out of 99. And if he intends to give more than what Chachamim said, even if it's 1 out of 99 more, his terumah is not, because we don't let the shaliach give in excess of what the Baal Habayit would be liable to give. Halacha Tet. Perot shutafin, produce of partners, hayavim b'terumah u'ma'asot, are liable, and terumah and ma'aser must be given for produce again of partners. Shne'emar ma'aserotechem, as the Torah says, your ma'aser in plural, afilu shel even if it's multiple people who own the produce. V'ashutafin en tzrichim litol reshut ze mizeh, ela kol hatorem mehen terumato terumah, and the partners don't need to ask permission from one another to give terumah. Rather, each one can give on behalf of the two of them. Taram echad mehem, if one of the partners gave terumah, the second partner came and gave terumah, because he didn't know that his partner already gave terumah. If the two partners would rely on one another for the purposes of terumah, terumat hasheni enach terumah, the terumah of the second partner is not terumah. Ve'im lo hayu memachin, v'teram harishon kashiur, and terumat hasheni terumah. But if they would not rely on one another, and the first partner gave the proper amount for terumah, the terumah of the second partner is not a valid terumah. Ve'im lo taram harishon kashiur, terumat hasheni terumah. But if the first partner did not give the proper shi'ur, the proper measure, the terumah of the second partner is considered a valid terumah. Halacha Yod Aleph. Ha'omer deshutafo, o leven veto, o le'avdo, veshifhato, terom, ve'alchu litrom, uvitel shelichutan kodem sheitromu. If someone told his partner or a member of his household or to his servant or to his maidservant to give tirumah on his behalf, and they went to give tirumah, and then the Baal Habayit revoked their agency prior to them giving the tirumah. Im lo shina hashaliach tirumato tirumah. If the agent didn't deviate from whatever he was told to do on behalf of the Baal Habayit, the tirumah is valid. Ve'im shina, but if the agent deviated and changed something from what the Baal Habayit told them, heyon she'amar lo tirom min hatzafon ve'taram min hadarom. For example, if the Baal Habayit said, give tirumah from the north side of the produce, and the shaliach gave from the south side of the produce, since the shalihut became invalidated by the Baal Habayit and was invalidated from the get-go, the tirumah is not a valid tirumah. Halacha Yod. Aris Shetaram. An aris is the worker of a field who gets a percentage of the produce. And the Baal Habayit came and prevented the aris from giving tirumah. Im ad shelo taram ikev en tirumato tirumah. If the owner intervened before he gave tirumah, the tirumah is invalid. Ve'im mishi taram ikev tirumato tirumah. But if the owner intervened after the aris gave the tirumah is valid. Veha apitropin tormin nichseyetumim, and the apitropin are those individuals who are in charge of the assets of orphans. If they give tirumah on behalf of the assets of the orphans, their tirumah is valid. Halacha Yod Aleph. Haganav v'hagazan v'ha'anas. A robber, a thief, or someone who seized someone else's property in a violent way or in a coercive fashion, tirumatan tirumah, their tirumah is valid. Ve'im hayu ha'be'alim rotfim en tirumatan tirumah, but if the rightful owner is still pursuing the item and there is no yeush still on the side of the original owner, their tirumah is not valid. Halacha Yod Bet. Haben v'asachir v'ha'eved v'ha'isha tormin al ma shehen ochlin. A son, an employee, a servant, and a female can give tirumah on whatever they actually consume and whatever they eat. But they don't give tirumah on the entire produce, on the total produce. As someone doesn't have the right to give tirumah on things that aren't his. Habechor she'ochel aviv v'ha'isha be'isata tomin mipnei shehen birshut. A son who regularly eats with his father, and it's as if him and his father are partners, and a woman who is kneading her dough may set aside tirumah for the total amount because they are presumed to do so with the permission of the Baal Habayit. Halacha Yod Dalet. Hapo'alin, employees, en lahem reshut litrom shelo midat Baal Habayit, don't have the right to give tirumah without the owner's permission. Hutz min hadorchim bagat, aside from those workers who work in a wine press, she'im yirtzu letameh hayayin harehem metamein oto miyad, ufi shemasar lehen ve'eminan al kach harehen kishluhin, ve'im tarmu tirumatan tirumah. Since the people who work in the wine press have the ability to cause the tirumah to become tameh after it's been separated, just as a quick note, yes, any yes, if we have teruma that has if we have yain that was separated to be given for teruma, if it comes in contact with one of the shiv'a mashkin that cause things to be tameh, for example, wine, it becomes teruma. And in this case, since the wine was set aside to be given, the grapes, since the grapes were set aside to be given as teruma, the workers must be extra careful in order for the grapes that were set aside to be teruma not to come in contact with the wine, since the wine can cause the grapes to become tameh. And since the Baal Habayit trusts the employees and left them in charge of the wine press, they are as if they are his agents, and if they did give teruma, their teruma is valid. Ufo'el she'amar lo Baal Habayit kenos li gorni v'taram v'achar kach kanas terumato teruma, and also an employee who the Baal Habayit told to collect the harvest on his behalf, collect the harvest on my behalf. And this would be considered, as we mentioned, as gemar, as one of the ways that produce can be considered as gemar melacha, to harvest the produce and to bring it into the goren. So again, the Baal Habayit tells the employee, collect my harvest and take it to the storage house. And the po'el gave teruma and then brought it into the storage. His teruma is valid. Halakha tedvav. Now we'll talk about teruma of a non-Jew. Halakha tedvav. הנוכרי שהפריש תרומה משלו, דין תורה שאינה תרומה לפי שאינו חייב. A non-Jew who separated teruma out of his own produce, from scriptural law, his teruma is not teruma, as he is not obligated to give teruma. ומדבריהם, גזרו שתהיה תרומתן תרומה. However, from rabbinic law, Hachamim legislated that their teruma is valid. גזרה משום בעלי כיסין, שלא יהיה זה הממון לישראל, ויתלה אותו בגוי כדי לפוטרו. The reason for this is because Hachamim were worried about people with a lot of real estate and a lot of assets, that they might sell their field to a goy, thereby exempting it from teruma. Therefore, Hachamim obligated teruma. Hachamim, in fact, said that the teruma of a goy is valid. But we check in regards to a goy who gave teruma. If he says that I gave teruma with the consent of a Jew, the teruma may be given to a kohen. But if he did not say that he gave the teruma with the consent of a Jew, the teruma must be buried, because the goy may have separated this and separated it for hekdesh, and the hekdesh is asur behanaya. Therefore, the kohen cannot take the teruma, and the teruma must be buried. Halacha tet zayin. B'meh devarim amurim be'eretz Yisrael. When does this apply? This applies in Eretz Yisrael. Aval goy she'ifrish teruma b'chutz ha'aretz lo gazru aleha. However, a goy who separated teruma outside of Eretz Yisrael, Hamim didn't make any legislation in regards to that. Since the obligation to give teruma of a Jew outside of Eretz Yisrael is only midirabanan, Hamim did not make a gezerah l'gzerah. There's a rule that appears in the Talmud, she'en gozrin gezerah l'gzerah. And since teruma Hutz ala Aretz is already midrabanan. Chachamim did not extend the gezerah of Eretz Yisrael in regards to goyim, also to goyim to the produce of goyim outside of Eretz Yisrael. Modi'in oto she'eno tzarich ve'ena teruma kelal. And we tell the goy that he doesn't need to give teruma, and his teruma is not at all valid. Halacha yod zayin. Hamitkaven lomar teruma. Now we'll speak about different ways that something can become teruma and the different stipulations that may come with that. Hamitkaven lomar teruma ve'amar ma'aser. Ma'aser ve'amar teruma. Lo amar kilum ad sheyu ye piv velibo shavin. Someone who intended to say teruma, but said ma'aser, or vice versa. He did not, in fact, say anything, and until his mind and his mouth are in accordance with one another, whatever he says isn't valid and doesn't really have any effect. Hifrish teruma b'machashavto ולא הוציא בשפתיו כלום, הרי זו תרומה, שנאמר ונחשב לכם תרומתכם, במחשבה בלבד תהיה תרומה. If, however, he intended to give teruma in his mind, but didn't articulate that this produce is for teruma, the teruma is valid, as the pasuk says, it shall be regarded and thought of as teruma, even if you only intend in your mind on giving it as teruma and don't say it explicitly. Halacha yod het. Hamafrish teruma al tenai. Someone who separates teruma on a condition with a condition attached to it. Im nitkayem hatenai harehi teruma. If the condition was fulfilled, the teruma is valid. Im lo nitkayem enach teruma. But if the condition was not fulfilled, the teruma is not valid. So to someone who gave separated teruma or ma'aser and regretted giving them, ותחזור חולין כמו שהייתה עד שיפריש פעם שנייה אותה שיפריש תחילה או פירות אחרות. If he regretted again giving the ma'aser or teruma, he should go to a chacham in order for him to absolve whatever he separated already, just as we absolve other nedarim, and the produce returns to be hulin as it was before he separated it for teruma ma'aser, until he separates produce a second time, or until he separates other produce on behalf of this produce. Halacha yod het. Hatorem bor shelayayin. Someone who gives teruma out of he gives teruma in a bucket, and the bucket that he has, he lowers it into a larger pit that is filled with wine. So again, you have a bucket, and you're lowering the bucket from a larger pit of wine, and you say that bucket is teruma. And you say the following: this is teruma on the condition that the bucket comes up filled. Shalem min hashever umin hasheficha, aval lo min teruma. We consider, and when he says filled, we consider filled as free from being broken and free from being spilled, but not for teruma. So again, when he says al menat sheta'aleh shalem, this shalem is defined as shalem min hashever umin hasheficha, free from being broken and spilled, but not from teruma. But if the bucket was broken, whatever fell doesn't cause the entire wine that's inside the pit to become tevel. הניחו במקום שאם תישבר שם או תתגלגל לא תגיע לבור, הרי זו מדמעת שכבר נתקיים תנאו. If he left the bucket in a place where, if broken or rolled, its contents could not reach the pit, they do render the other produce forbidden, since the tenai was fulfilled. Halacha Yod Tet. Bameh Devarim Amurim. When does this apply? Bitruma Gedola. This applies for Teruma Gedola. Avad Bitrumat Maaser. However, in regards to Terumat Maaser, Shemutar Litrom Shalom Min Hamukaf, that a person may give Teruma from produce that isn't near another set of produce. כיוון שעלתה מתקיים תנאו, והרי היא תרומת מעשר, ואף על פי שנשתברה או נשפכה, ואין צריך לומר שנטמאת. And again, terumat maaser can be set aside even out of produce that is not near another set of produce, and the tenai is fulfilled once the bucket came up, and its contents are valid for terumat maaser rather, even if it broke or spilled, or if it was, or obviously if it was tameh. Halacha chaf. Ha'omer, halacha chaf aleph rather. Ha'omer, shelemala teruma v'shelemata hulin. או שלמטה חולין ושלמעלה תרומה, דבריו קיימין שהדבר תלוי בדעת התורם. Someone who says the bottom, whatever is on top is to be for teruma, and whatever is on the bottom is to be hulin, or vice versa. Whatever he said is valid and effective, because this depends on the mind of whoever is doing the separating for the teruma. Halacha kabet, final halacha, hatorem et hagoren. Someone who sets aside teruma from the threshing floor. צריך שיכוון את ליבו שתהיה זו תרומה על הקרי, ועל מה שבקוטעין, ועל מה שבסדדין, ועל מה שבתוך התבן. He should have in mind that the teruma is to cover the pile, as well as the unthreshed ears, and the ears that fell by the side of the heat pile, and the grain that remains inside the husks. Someone who gives teruma out of the yekev, out of the wine press, should have in mind that it is to cover the juice that remains in the grape seed, that's hartzenim, and inside the grape skins. Hatorem et habor shel hayayin, tzarich sheyichaven et libo litrom al ma shebagefet. Someone who sets aside teruma from a pit of wine should have in mind that it is to cover also the juice that remained in the wine press. ואם לא נתכוון, אלא תרם סתם, נפטר הכל. But if he doesn't have all this in mind and set aside the teruma without thinking about the hartzenim or whatever the other specifics that we mentioned, the whole of the teruma becomes exempt. Yes. ואם לא נתכוון אלא תרם סתם, נפטר הכל. שתנאי בדין הוא שהתרומה על הכל. The condition, yes, all the teruma is, the entire produce is exempt because it is a condition imposed by bedin that the teruma covers the entire produce. That bedin is legislated that anyone who takes out teruma and says it without specifying, it's considered that he covered the entire produce. התורם כלכלה של תאנים, ונמצאו תאנים בצד הכלכלה, הרי אלו פטורים מפני שבליבו לתרום על הכל. If someone set aside a basket of figs as teruma, and some figs are found by the side of the basket, they are exempt because he is presumed to have in mind to set aside teruma for the total amount of figs, not only those that are in the basket. And with that, we finish Perek Revi'i. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.